I'm Amber,
I'm Tony.
and welcome to
Salem, I'm hit.
episode 20 Sexy Monsters. I know, it's funny. Okay, what happened to scary fucking monsters? I mean, it started with the vampires, when they did those Anne Rice movies, and then all of a sudden, vampires were, oh, we want to bone them now. And now werewolves are like cute half the time, and like, what else? What else is a monster that doesn't look like a monster anymore? Hell, Beauty and the Beast. They did Beauty and the Beast. What's the Beast? He's got a scar on his face. Ooh,
I don't know.
fuck, dude.
The '80s version was so much better.
The version where it's like a beast and not just some Hollywood hot dude with a scar on his face is better. I mean,
Yeah,
I could draw stick figures that are a better representation of Beauty and the Beast right now. What the fuck is up
yeah,
with all these sexy monsters?
no, and Lana's the beauty.
I was trying not to say anything about that because we're focusing on how the monster's supposed to be pretty
Yeah,
for no damn reason. You know,
yeah,
even when like in Buffy with the show, not the movie. The movie wasn't so much sexy monster. Even in the show, the sexy monster still had an ugly monster face.
yeah,
It was still like, oh, he still looks like shit. He's scary as a monster. Let's run. Fear the monsters. And even if they're not going all scary, scary vibe, monsters still shouldn't be pretty. They should at least have some form of I look like crap because I'm a monster. I mean, there's a monster side to them. Monsters are supposed to be ugly. And vampires and werewolves are supposed to be monsters. I mean, I watched True Blood and forgot that werewolves were supposed to be like gross, and I had to go back to watching Being Human again to see to look at watch the werewolf transformations to be like, oh yeah, monsters, it sucks. Let's remember this.
yeah,
Because in True Blood they just totally cop out and it's like person wolf, no problem. The change doesn't mean anything. That's why that was one of the reasons I was like, oh yay, Hemlock Grove looks like it's gonna be horrible. Because, I mean, the wolf shed its skin and then ate its skin. It was pretty gross and disgusting, and it looked like it hurt.
yeah,
It's a curse. It's supposed to suck.
yeah.
I don't,
And then the show on us, and then yeah. We don't want to get into that. We really don't want to get into that. Well, yeah, I mean, or just like how the sexy monsters, or let's make or the cutesy the cutesy ghost, although so they're like on the I kind of like the concept of like the paranormal movies, like at least the ghost there's not a there's kind of really not a ghost there, or this, or saying that they don't rely not rely
yeah, they're not
on.
relying on some hot ghost in the background. I won't fault Being Human for that because I'm easy, I guess. There's no better. I don't mind the hot ghost and Being Human, either one of them really. But yeah, I do like the concept of that, even though I didn't want to see them because they were like cheap. But they work for many people, so I can't really be mad at them. And I did like them going back to Monster being a monster.
Yeah, I mean, hell, even the hell Vampire Diaries. I mean that non there either. Yeah,
Yeah, they're supposed to be evil and however many years old, and they don't even like spill blood on that show, do they? Like, it doesn't,
I
they don't do that gross vampire.
I have watched like I watched like the first two episodes and just love this.
I think I saw two, but like it wasn't even there wasn't even like messy vampire eating. Like I want my vampires to be like even if you need them to be hot for a little bit, to draw in your audience. I need them to flip that switch and be 30 Days a Night gross
Yeah,
and
that's
just
why
murder people.
so there David Van that does such an excellent job of that. Angel Angelus is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as much as I think
yeah.
David
You could
Boreanaz acts
there's
like a tree,
Because
He
you could tell the difference between the two for real.
yeah,
You know,
he actually it's like Angel was just him because his acting ain't that great.
yeah,
And he grew over the course of the series to the point where Angelus was different and distinct.
yeah,
I will still make I will still make David
yeah,
Boreanaz be substituted with his tree jokes, but he did bring out something in Angelus that made him separate from Angel.
yeah.
Spike, on the other hand, was just Spike no matter what.
Yeah. So, yeah, great. 'Cause I'm evil. Hello.
Yeah, that was one thing. That was one thing that annoyed me about Spike is that when he got a soul, there wasn't really a change at all. He just got a little bit more whiny.
Yeah.
But Spike seemed like he had a soul in the first place, so it wasn't really. It was like fail on his part for not making him a soulless vampire.
Yeah.
But I still love James Marsters anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess. But yeah, I mean, they totally played up the monster aspect of I've been cursed. I will murder people. I'm bad. Not in a I'm gonna talk about it kind of way. No, they got up and fucking murdered people.
Yeah.
A whole lot of the I'm a monster thing going on now is like I'm gonna tell you all this backstory about me being a monster, but I'm never actually gonna do anything bad.
In today's more sensitive world. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's like I mean they totally did that with Angel, where he like had this big badass backstory, but then bad guy showed up. He did one of the better bad guy reveal setups. The whole with him killing Jenny. I mean that was awesome. So twisted and bastardy. And he only killed one person. And it was horrible. But he was still bad, and he had on his monster face, and he was still a fucking monster. Even when he did it on Angel, he was totally screwed with everyone, even though he wasn't doing anything. Budget. He couldn't slaughter a village, but he
Yeah.
could fuck with everybody in that room, damn it. But they don't even bother to do that anymore. It's always like, oh, I'm so horrible, I'm such a bad person, but I'm just gonna stare over here in this mirror that you can see me in. And be dramatic and go out in the sun and sparkle. And have perfect lazy transformations into a werewolf that don't hurt. Even though your entire body is changing. But they don't hurt. And then the beast. The beast is totally just some dude with a cut on his. I don't even I
Yeah.
can't bear to watch it to fully make
Yeah.
fun of it, you know?
Yeah. I haven't. Yeah. I haven't. Yeah. Me either. I have not seen one episode of it because
Like I'm more likely to go back because I read about it in Once Upon a Time where they had Robert Carlyle do it, Rumpelstiltskin in Once Upon a Time. He was the beast, I think, in the show. But I caught on to Once Upon a Time too late. I gotta go back and watch the whole fucking thing.
yeah. It gets like they changed it a lot, and now they got the Alice in Wonderland spinoff, and now they got Once Upon a Time Wonderland, and then they did Neverland for a bit, and then where it started off at. I watched a little bit of the first season. I was out there. I get the concept and everything. Like I said, it's kind of one of those shows I would actually like. Marathon. I think
Yeah,
but right now it's just gone in so many damn different directions.
yeah. I want to go back and
Because
figure
they
out what the
went to
hell's going
Neverland,
on.
because they did Neverland, Peter Pan, and now like I said, now they're doing Alice in Wonderland,
Yeah,
and
it looked like the blonde chick was banging Hook for a minute. All I'm getting from Once Upon a Time is like gifs on Tumblr. Just
yeah,
scrolling through Tumblr and I'll see stuff and I'm like, oh, that seems interesting. I guess I got to go back, but I don't know where to start to get to the good stuff, how to skip past. So I'm just got to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, but like I have so much crap to watch.
Yeah, same here. I mean, it's not high on the priority list. And that, there's other stuff I'm watching. And then it seems like it's always 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to get started on that right now.
No, because then I don't want to be sitting up here till the sun's up.
Yeah, because
I'm
I'm like,
doing that, working on other stuff. I don't need to do that on top of that. And
yeah,
then
because that's when because that's the day my mother says call me at 10 o'clock in the damn morning and oh yeah, by the way, and I'm like, because sit there, you want any money this weekend, get it, hi mother.
yeah, I've been doing a ridiculous amount of recording stuff, and then we redid the mudroom, and we're working on doing other stuff, and just I'm doing a lot of moving around and doing shit, and then I have other stuff that I'm spending most of the dark time recording things, which I have a ridiculous amount of editing ahead of me. But drones is done though. That's what matters. But yeah, I've been doing that, and I'm like, I haven't even had time to sit down and watch anything at all. Which is okay, because I don't generally watch any fall shows. It's usually in the summer when I just sit back and go, oh, I'm gonna suck this show. Yeah, like I can't think of I can't think of too much stuff that's not like it's not nothing American lately has been like ooh scary.
Yeah, I could. No, I was gonna say I haven't getting into it tell you last night. I tried watching something a couple weeks ago, and yeah, it sucked. Supposed to be, really bad at. Or I actually watched Evil Dead. Evil Dead's kind of
It was hilarious, but oh no, the old one was hilarious. I don't know about the new one. I never.
That's what I was saying. Okay, I'll put it this way. Glad we didn't waste money on that.
Ew.
It was on HBO or something.
Did they not? They didn't pull the camp angle. They tried to play it straight, like we were complaining about last week.
Their purpose of being out there is kind of stupid. It was just not a whole lot of purpose for things going on. With their story, yeah, it was stupid. I guess. It was stupider than the Scooby Doo cartoon. How they get how they just let stumble upon the mystery. I've seen deeper. I've seen better thought in Scooby Doo cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, what was the last thing that was even if it's joint American? What was the last thing that was an even at least joint American that where like a monster was a monster? Now, I think the closest we're gonna get to any of this is probably Grimm, but I don't know when the hell that comes on to catch it.
Yeah, again, that's not really else in Netflix. I've seen a couple episodes of that. It has promise. Yeah, it really be pretty cool.
I think that's the closest we're getting to scary stuff to trying to be scary because I think that
Yeah, and seeing even that doesn't get too scary because it's an 8 o'clock show.
yeah.
Oh, they make. It could be so much better if that was a 10 o'clock show.
What,
Really.
what I wonder why we're so afraid to have horror shows on like on the good paid channels.
Because remember, you're not allowed to be scary on a CD.
But like HBO and Showtime, be fucking scary. We used to have shows that were scary.
Yeah, and then then came Walking Dead, and I don't know, the zombies are on there anymore. Seem they're getting a little campy. They're getting
Well, it's
like
not. I don't think that show's ever really been about the zombies being the scary part. The scary part is the people that are left with them.
yeah. No, I ain't talking about that. I was talking about the zombies are kind of they're getting it. I guess you could say they're almost getting intelligent. It's like but for a I don't know, zombie way zombies are on that show anymore are kind of weird.
Well, like they have the different kind of zombies now that have that died from the flu thing. It gives them all bloody ass because the production crew decided that they really like that makeup, and they run around a little different. than traditional zombies on the show.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, because you're seeing more of them with the bloody eye makeup. Because, for one, I think that, like I said, the production people got really excited about that makeup. But also because those are ones that you don't really want to kill because you don't want their blood going everywhere. Because even though everybody's infected with zombieism and they'll turn it, and when you die, you turn into one of the other zombies anyway. The infected zombies with the eye bleeders are worse because then you get sick and die horribly.
Yeah.
We got a lot more. No, actually, even I was gonna say even like we have more ugly people in a version of Sexy Monsters, but still, they always the horrible people are always more attractive anyway. So you empathize with the horrible person. So like even on Breaking Bad, they tried to make them look more attractive before they killed the people. And then like in any show with a villain, they immediately even if they're not physically attractive, they want you to empathize with a villain. Like Dexter.
Yeah.
I mean, Dexter started it because dude's ripped, but and they decided to deal with that immediately by putting him, putting his shirt on in the credits. We're gonna work this out immediately to where you completely where all the women that are ever gonna watch the show are gonna empathize with this character immediately because we're gonna have him topless in the opening credits. That's what we're gonna do. And then all the dudes are gonna follow suit because they're gonna see those delicious ham and eggs in every episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they sucked the audience right in. Made the opening credits delicious for everyone.
Yeah.
Now I want ham and eggs. Fuck.
Yeah. Because he really ain't that good looking of a guy, but he's got it. Like you said,
He's ripped.
yeah. I mean, but there, and he was Dracula on Buffy.
And that's still funny. Yeah, even the more human monsters, even Hannibal. Hannibal makes delicious food, and I never watched that show. I will talk about it a lot because I know that the food. I've seen pictures of the food. That shit looks fantastic. I can never watch that show because I'm gonna end up eating somebody. I swear.
Yeah.
I don't want to think of myself as a cannibal, but I mean, can't watch that show. I don't want to think about being a cannibal.
Yeah. Because cows are delicious.
Yeah.
And what in some cultures, whatever they refer to us as.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Even make Hannibal look more attractive, and he was
Yeah.
Yeah, he went from Anthony Hopkins to Maz Michelson. I think it's how his name. Mass. It's not Mads. It's like Mass. But yeah, they even picked like a younger, more affluent, try to make him look hot guy. And Dracula, the new Dracula.
Yeah.
And we remember what Dracula looked like in the first place. A really old rusty dude in a stupid outfit with a cape. But all of a sudden, this Dracula is what Jonathan Rhys Meyers. I mean, seriously, he can't get an ugly face on when he becomes the vampire. Yeah, sexy monsters are boring. I want my monsters to be monsters. I want there to be blood, gore, death, and horribleness.
Something to be scared of. Because because there's that. I mean, there's always been the lore that that vampire, because seduce their victims.
Yeah, but they were never pretty.
But,
I guess they had to make them
well, I
pretty.
mean, no. I mean, no. They were pretty until right before, and then then they found, so they're,
No, originally they weren't originally they weren't pretty. They were just monsters that ate people. It's over time as they
yeah,
evolved to be pretty to seduce people.
yeah, that's right, yeah, because Dracula was a vampire all the time. not just at night or whatever. That's why he had to sleep in a coffin during the day
Yeah.
because
No,
he is,
like the original vampires were just like demons that just went off and just like ate people, and they were awesome,
yeah,
terrifying, and awesome. But like over time, we like even the Nosferatu, even like probably as early as a little bit after Nosferatu, they started getting more and more attractive, just
mm,
slowly, because they were going on the seduction angle from that. Well, not Nosferatu, from Dracula.
yeah,
But original Dracula was always some old roughly dude with white hair that still seduced his victims with his, his vampire stare. He wasn't ever supposed to be like pretty.
yeah.
They just got lazy and made him pretty. I
They said
mean,
they had to make it more, more Hollywood believable. Ain't no way, there ain't no way in hell, Buffalo an ugly dude like that. No, the bitches are
but
stupid.
but that's what made it so awesome and scary. Is like he looks like
Yeah,
he rolled out of a pile of garbage and somebody shit on his face and stirred it around with a stick. But he still got you to walk right up to him and feed on you. I mean, that makes him scarier and awesome. And when he's
yeah,
pretty, that kind of pisses on his vampire powers.
yeah.
When he looks like it's not even a human face, you still roll up on him and be like, "Here's my neck, have fun." That makes him way more powerful as a vampire.
Yeah.
Once they got pretty, now they fucking sparkle. I will never get over the sparkliness. I mean, I really want to have a strong talking to with that author.
Yeah. In the daylight, sparkled in the daylight, right?
Well, yeah, but like there was plenty of vampires that existed in daylight. There was still scary, ugly bastards. I mean, in the process of trying not to write a Hollywood pretty vampire story, I picked up a few books to research, to read about classic vampires, and like a bunch of like the whole sunlight thing seems like it was made up to make people feel better during the day. Because the original demon monster were out whenever, and they just kill people whenever, and it was kind of like chaos and kind of great. But it depends on what country it started in.
Yeah,
But like once the whole can't go out in sunlight, I think that was the advent of like way later people, 1800s ish, and they were saying they can't go out in the day, and the religious imagery and stuff was then, I think,
yeah.
if not a little
But,
bit earlier. But yeah,
yeah, saying really, that they're really, why is the cross so effective? It's Star of David.
that wasn't really till later. Before it was just like, oh shit, run.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm getting all jumbled up though, because I just like to read the parts where they're evil and they're ugly and they rip through shit, and then I kind of skip. I know what I'm reading for. So you think? Yeah, I think it's not so much of an evolution of vampire as a de-evolution of the vampire, because the prettier and wussed out they get, I mean, there's less power in the monster.
yeah.
Now, I can't say that for Frankenstein's monster.
They kind of pretty, seem like the last, one adaptation they tried to pretty him up a little bit.
The one's about to come out now is he's Aaron Eckhart. Poor man's Tom Jane. Yeah, what is it? I Frankenstein.
Something like that.
Well, like they can pretty him up because I mean he is just decor. It depends on when he when Doctor Frankenstein got the bodies out or whatever. That can vary. I'm not really so much mad as Frankenstein as much as whenever he comes out, they kind of vary his intelligence levels randomly.
Yeah,
And in doing that, it's not really his physical appearance that bugs me, that they're wussing him down. It's his character as a person. He wasn't completely cold and unfeeling, but He knew he was different. He thought of himself as a monster. And nobody ever seems to process that anymore. Even though Dr. Frankenstein was more of a monster than him. He's in his spare time, he stitched dead bodies together to play with them. I mean, seriously, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
The unfortunate results of that bad hobby, it's not his fault. That's why he sat at home and read books all the time. He was a stitched up pile of bodies. It was gross. But then that makes me pose other questions that I'm just not going to go to. I do not need to go in depth on how fucked up Frankenstein is. Put it that way. Yeah, but nobody ever touches on that anymore. It's like, hey, he took some parts, he took some ready-made parts of some people and put them together and move on. We're not gonna show the fact that he's a horrible bastard. We're gonna skim over that. We're gonna make his monster. We're gonna try to sex him up now in the Aaron Eckhart movie. We're gonna make more sexy monsters. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, the only thing that seems to be trying to stay scary is stuff that's influenced by Asian movies and all the straight up rips and remakes of other European movies. If it's not a remake, then the monster is supposed to be sexy. Even in remakes, they still make it like if it's like a child running around murdering people, they make the child older and try to make him a little sexier.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, like the Omen movies, not I mean, he's still Ford, 4 6 running around killing mama, trying to kill his mama.
I'm just trying to think if Jennifer's Body was a remake at all, because I mean that just fit the description.
Mm.
Well, one of them. If it's a remake, that's funny because it's probably somebody younger. So somebody actually looked like they were in high school, maybe. But thank you for checking out Salem I'm Hit. You can find us on our Tumblr, salemimhit.tumblr.com, or on various podcast outlets like iTunes and Windows Phone and Miro and wherever the hell else I put it. You can find me online at amberspence.org or on Twitter at amberandspence.